Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Colleen. I'm with Shine On Yoga. You can maybe see Fritz over here. Chai Cat's in here with me today, so we're going to be doing some yoga with cats. There she comes. So dogs are out today. You know what? If you're going to keep whining, I'm going to close the door. Okay. Fritz is there. Hi Sam. Hi Bubba. All right. So thank you so much for joining me. You don't need any props, but if you would like some, I would recommend blankets, bolsters, blocks. If you don't have any of those things, don't worry, just a mat will do. So we're going to start out today in a nice comfortable seat of your choice. If you'd like to sit up on a blanket or a block or a bolster, feel free to. Otherwise, we're just going to take a moment here to relax. Hey, if you're going to whine the whole time, I'm going to close this door. Go lay down. We'll see how well that works. Here's a whine. Let's take a moment to take some nice big inhales and exhales. Taking a moment here just to breathe. If you'd like to set an intention for today's practice, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to, though, necessarily. And while we're sitting here just easing into our practice, I do want to read the card that I pulled for today. And the card that I pulled is Dear Spirit. Its message is to bring a gentle touch. The time has come to be gentle and diplomatic when dealing with others. You might have found yourself in a situation where negotiations are necessary in order to reach your goal. Be mindful of the words you choose, but do not worry. Dear Spirit reminds you that you have the ability to be sure-footed and confident while showing humility and respect for others. You will find that your capacity for calm and grounded communication is heightened at this time. Follow the way of Dear Spirit and you will do well, gaining the respect of others and finding common ground that is pleasing to you. Remember that understanding others and their needs will be more important at this time than putting your own first. If you do that, you will be rewarded tenfold. So if any of that resonated with you, feel free to use that as part of your intention setting. If it didn't resonate with you at all, then just let it go. Maybe that message was not for you today. Let's go ahead and take one more big inhale. And exhale, we'll let it go. If your eyes are closed, you can blink them back open to the room around you. We're going to start warming up our neck, just taking a few neck circles. Be nice and gentle. Make sure you're not throwing your head around. We want to be really kind to our neck. So we'll go a few times one way. And then when you feel ready, you can reverse your circles and go the other way. If you feel any points that feel super sticky, you can go back through them. Let's go ahead and do one more. Finish up whatever round you're on, and when you're ready, we'll bring that to stillness. Let's work on stretching out these legs and hamstrings. So I'm going to stretch my right leg out. I'm going to keep my left leg in and just at a nice kind of 45-degree angle or so. So you don't have to bring your leg straight out to your hip. Keep it at like a 45-degree angle or so. And we're going to take our hands and just lift up and move your hips closer towards that leg. So we want our hips and our leg going in the same direction. We don't want to be here and our legs going that way. So make any adjustments you need. Then from here, let's take a nice big inhale, reach up overhead, And then on your exhale, we're gonna fold forward towards that outstretched leg. The goal is eventually to bring your nose to your knee, but if you can't do that, then go to where it feels right to you. You might be here, you might be down there. Maybe you can grab the outer edge of your leg. Maybe you can actually get your nose to your knee. So go to where it feels comfortable to you. You feel a nice stretch in that hamstring and in the lower back. After a few breaths here, we'll walk it back up. We'll switch our legs. So right leg in this time. We'll extend our left leg out. Go ahead and make any adjustments you need so that your hips are facing that leg. And then when you're ready, we'll inhale, nice big stretch overhead. And then exhale, forward fold towards that extended leg. It may be different on this side, so just listen to your body. Make any adjustments that you need. And when you're ready, we'll go ahead and return back upright. And from here, let's go ahead and move to all fours. If you would like some extra padding underneath your knees, you can always grab a blanket or a towel or whatever you have around the house. If you don't have anything, that's okay too. You can always fold up your mat. But in this tabletop position, your knees are going to be under your hip points, hands or wrist in line with the shoulder. And we're going to warm up our spine a little bit. So we're going to do a little cat-cow. It's one of my favorites. If you know it, you can take it away. But if you're not sure what it is, I'm going to go a little slow to start so everyone can come along with me. So on our inhale, we're going to drop those lower ribs down towards our mat. Lift your chest up. Lift the tail up. You're going to feel a nice big stretch in your front body. This is cow pose. On the exhale, we're going to round through the spine, drop the tail, drop the head, really press away from the mat. Imagine you're a black Halloween cat. Maybe you're a chai cat here, hissing at a Fritz. And then on your inhale, we'll reverse that, coming back into cow. And then cat. Go ahead and do a few more rounds just on your own inhales and exhales, moving at a pace that feels really good to you. Listening to your breath, listening to your body. And then after your next cat, we're going to return back to our tabletop position. And we'll reset for just a moment. All right, so we are going to continue on to stretching everything out. We're going to move up towards our chest. So look down at your hands, see where they're at. I'm actually going to walk forward on my mat a little bit. So look at your hands, and we're going to replace our hands with our elbows. Keep your legs where they are. So one arm down, another arm down. You want two parallel lines, two parallel train tracks. And then we're going to walk those knees back. Keep your butt in the air. Chest and chin and forehead to the mat for a puppy pose. So imagine when a puppy is playing, we're kind of doing that same action, that kind of bowing action. Take a moment here to breathe. Feel that nice big stretch in your armpits, in your chest muscles. Take one more big inhale here. Exhale, sigh it out. We'll look forward. Walk those knees back in. We'll return back up to our tabletop position. Take a breath here, see how you feel. And when you're ready, we're gonna move into kind of our upper and mid back area. So we're gonna take our knees as wide as the mat. Bring your big toes to touch, so it's kind of like a little diamond shape. From here, let's walk our right hand closer to the center. We'll take our left hand, go ahead and swim it across the body, reach up towards the sky. Nice big inhale here. And then on the exhale, we're gonna take our left hand underneath our right hand. We're gonna come onto our left ear and kind of side of the head here. And you can bend that right arm as we come into a little twist, so a little thread the needle. Again, that right arm can be bent, doesn't need to be straight. And you can use it to kind of prop yourself up against the mat. And you're going to feel a nice big stretch in that upper and mid back. Take some nice big breaths here. One more big inhale. And with your next exhale, we'll return back to center. Keep your legs where they're at. All right, we have a side two, so we'll walk our right palm in this time. Actually, left palm in. We're gonna take our right fingers up to the sky, feel that nice big stretch. And then as we exhale, we'll thread the needle, bringing the right hand underneath our left. Go ahead and bend that left arm there. And then we'll take a moment here to breathe and feel into this stretch. Take one more big inhale here. And then exhale, we'll return back to center. All right, so we should be all stretched out. We're gonna keep on stretching out the legs with one more pose. So go ahead and bring your knees back into alignment with your hips. Look down at your hands. If they're right underneath your shoulders, we're gonna walk them one handprint in front of where they were. We'll go ahead and tuck our toes under, take a nice big inhale. And then on the exhale, we'll lift our knees up, straighten through the legs. Let those heels grow heavy. Push away from your mat as we move into our first downward facing dog. If you'd like to bend one knee and then the other, taking your dog for a walk, feel free to. Feeling a nice stretch in those calf muscles. We're going to stretch them a little bit more specifically later on, but you can get a little extra here. Or you can just be in stillness, letting that head grow heavy, feeling that nice stretch through your back body, through those arms, through your legs. We'll take one more big inhale here. And then exhale, we're going to look up at our hands and we're going to make our way up to the top of the mat. So I like to take little baby steps, but you can take larger steps if you'd like. And then once your feet reach your hands, slight bend in the knees here. As we inhale, we're going to come up halfway. Try and keep a nice flat back. Hands can be on your shins. Just make sure you're not pressing on those knees. As you exhale, we'll let it all go. Let the head feel heavy. Forward fold. Now in this posture, you can always use blocks to bring the ground up to you, if you'd like. If you don't have blocks, just bend your knees as generously as you'd like. The more bent they are, the more you're going to feel it in your lower back. The straighter they are, you're going to feel it more in your hamstrings. Just make sure that you're not locking out those legs. You want a slight bend in the knee. Let's go ahead and take one more big inhale here. And then as we exhale, go ahead and round the spine. We're going to round it all the way up until we're standing in our tall, strong mountain pose. Once you reach your mountain, go ahead and give your shoulders a loop. Loop them up and back. Hands at your sides, standing up nice and straight and tall, looking forward, imagining that the top of your head is the top of a mountain. Feel your feet grounding into the mat for stability, for strength, for grounding. Feel a rush of energy because we were just upside down and now we're upright. And when you're ready on your next inhale, we're going to reach up towards the sky. And then exhale, forward fold. Hinge at the hips, slight bend in the knee as we swan dive it all forward. Your hands can be at the side. Till you reach your forward fold. Inhale, let's come up halfway, flat back. And then exhale, we'll let it all go. Take a nice big breath here. All right, when you're ready, make sure your hands are planted firmly in the mat. We are going to step our right foot back. Go ahead and come down onto that right knee. Toes can be tucked or untucked, yogi's choice. And then your front knee, you want to make sure you're in a nice 90-degree angle. We're coming into a low lunge. So nice 90-degree angle. Keep your chest nice and lifted. Look forward. You can always use blocks here. If you don't have blocks, maybe come up a little bit higher. Hands can rest on the knee. We'll breathe. Pull that left hip crease back, right hip crease forward. Feel a nice big stretch in those quads. When you're ready, let's plant our right palms down. We're going to take our left hand and just send it up to the sky. Nice twist on this side. Breathe. You can look up at your hand. You can look down at the floor, whatever feels good to you. Just make sure you're not dropping your head. We want to be careful with that neck. One more breath here. And then exhale, we'll lower that left hand down. Go ahead and tuck those right toes under if they're not. We're going to lift our right knee up. Do a little sawing motion back and forth a little bit. And when you're ready, we're going to step that right leg back up to the top to come back into our forward fold. On your next inhale, let's come up halfway, flat back, just to reset. And then exhale, forward fold, let it go. Just take a few breaths. When you're ready, plant your hands. We're going to step our left leg back. Go ahead and lower onto that knee. Again, toes can be tucked or untucked. And then set up for your low lunge, either upright a little bit more, using your leg for some stability, fingers on the mat, or even on blocks. And breathe. Pull that right hip crease back, left hip crease forward. And you may have a difference in each side, so notice that. When you're ready, we'll plant our left palm to the mat. We'll send our right fingertips up towards the sky for a twist. Breathe here. One more big inhale. And then exhale, we'll lower that right hand to the mat. And this time, just bring your right foot back. And we're we're back in a tabletop position. Now, like we did before, go ahead and bring your knees as wide as the mat, big toes to touch. Take a nice big inhale, look forward, and on your exhale, send your hips back towards your heels. We'll walk our fingers forward, melt your heart into the mat. Extended child's pose. Take a moment here just to breathe, to relax, to take a little break. After a few breaths, go ahead and look forward. We're going to make our way back up to our tabletop position. Knees in line with hips. And then we're going to stretch out our legs a little bit more, our calves and hips specifically. We're going to do a few more stretches and then we're done. So it's a really short session today. So let's stretch out our calf muscles. I'm going to extend my right leg back with the toes on the ground. I'm just going to take a little rocking action back and forth so I can feel that stretch in the calf, feel a stretch in my feet, all of that good stuff. Take a few breaths here. Okay, after a few breaths, go ahead and lift that right leg up, and then we're going to bend the knee in towards our chest, and then go ahead and bring that knee forward. Now you're going to send your right foot out to the side, so it's going to be in kind of like a 90-degree angle here, and you want to walk your left leg back a little bit. Toes can be tucked or untucked. We're moving into a pigeon pose. Now, if this is not right in your body, if you're like, nope, not doing that today, you can always bend this back knee and come into like a 45-45. That's another option, and you can sit up tall in that. But if you're able to, I would try for pigeon. It's another one of my favorites here. We'll take a nice big breath in, feel that stretch, and on the exhale, let's walk it forward. Go to where it feels comfortable to you. For some, it's going to be here. For others, you might be able to go to your forearms, and then still for others, you might be able to rest your head on your hands. I have this cat here in my face. Here we go. Take a break. Take one more breath wherever you're at. And then after that last exhale, we'll look forward, start to walk our way back up, and we're going to come back to all fours. So reset up to your tabletop position. Take a breath here, compare both sides. See how both sides of your legs feel. You should notice a little bit of a difference. Okay, when you're ready, let's stretch our left foot back. Confused on my sides there for a minute. And we'll just rock back and forth, feeling a nice stretch in our feet and our calf muscles. And we'll breathe here. The change of the season, my shoes also changed, so I'm wearing a lot of flip-flops and different shoes, and that can always affect how your feet feel. So stretching your feet out is just a good practice to keep some of that soreness away. All right, when you're ready, we'll pause. Go ahead and lift those left toes up off the mat. Take a breath in. And then exhale, we'll bend that knee in towards center and we'll move into our pigeon on this side. Again, walk that right knee back if you need to. Nice 90-degree angle with that front leg. Take a breath in to prepare. And then exhale, we'll walk it down into our little resting pigeon here. Take a few breaths. When you're ready, we'll come back up. And instead of coming back to all fours, go ahead and move to your the left side of your hip. And then you can swing that right leg around. We're gonna come to rest on our back. So I'll meet you down on the mat. Once you're there, keep your knees bent, feet on the floor. And we're gonna kind of do a modified version of what we just did. So we're gonna do a reclined pigeon. So we just did kind of an upright pigeon. Now we're gonna do a reclined pigeon. So go ahead and send your right foot up to the sky. You can point and flex a couple times if you'd like. And then when you're ready, we'll cross that right leg or right ankle over your left knee or left thigh. For some, this is gonna be enough, so you can stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, lift that left leg up off the mat. If you'd like a little more, you can interlace your hands behind that left thigh or right shin, and you can bring those knees in closer to your heart center. Now you're going to feel a nice big stretch on that outer right hip. So take a moment here to breathe. After a few rounds of breath, we'll release that left foot to the mat. Go ahead and slide that right knee all the way over so you're crossing your legs. And from here, we're just going to pick up our hips, shift them over to the right, and then we're going to let our knees fall over to the left. Hands can come out in a T, or maybe you like to cactus them, whatever feels good to you. But we want to try and keep our shoulder blades on the floor. You can bring that left hand to the top of the right thigh for a little extra support if you'd like. And you can even look out past your right, or your right hand. Take a moment here to breathe. Feel that stretch in that mid to lower back area. When you're ready, we'll release that. We'll come back to center, both feet on the mat. And we'll move it to the other side. So we'll send that left foot up towards the sky. Again, you can point and flex if you'd like. Getting some movement in that ankle. Breathe. And when you're ready, we'll cross the right leg over the left leg over the right. And then you can stay here, or you can move through the different options, lifting the right leg up, holding behind the right thigh or right shin. Whew. And again, both sides may feel different. So if you did one thing on one side and it's not happening on the other, that's okay. Just take note of it and just know that maybe one side is a little different. Even if you lift weights, you're going to have one side that's stronger than the other. And so you can train them individually to help strengthen that side. And that's kind of what we're doing here too. We're just playing with each side, seeing how it feels, seeing what we need to do, and observing. Not trying to fix anything right now. When you're ready, we'll release that right leg to the mat. Go ahead and slide that left leg all the way through so you're in a nice cross-legged position. And you can pick up your hips, move them to the outer edge of your left corner. Let those knees fall to the right. And again, you can stretch out that left arm. You can look at it. Take your right hand for some support on that left thigh. Whatever feels good to you. Take a moment here to breathe. And just to relax. Take one more big inhale here. And then exhale. We will return it back to center. All right, we're going to move into our final posture for today's practice. So bring your feet together. And then when you're ready, we're going to let those knees fall open to either side with the soles of our feet glued together into a reclined cobbler's pose. Snuggle those shoulder blades beneath your heart center. Hands can rest on your ribs, your thighs. You can have them out, whatever feels good to you. We're going to take a moment here to breathe. And if reclined cobbler's pose is not a pose that feels good in your body, extend your legs out and just come into a shavasana. We'll take just a few moments to breathe and to reflect on our practice and to spend just a few final moments with our bodies. I am going to go quiet for a moment just to allow you time and space, but know that I am here and that I'm holding space for you, and I will come and get you when it's time to move out of the spinal posture. If you would like to stay in your reclined cobbler's pose, you're more than welcome to, or if you would like to move into a shavasana, then you can by stretching one leg out and then the other. But if you are ready to continue on with your day, then go ahead and gently place one foot on the mat and then the other. Keep your knees bent. Whenever you feel ready, go ahead and roll to your favorite side and come into a little fetal position. Stay there for just a moment, just breathing and taking in your surroundings. Whenever you feel ready, then go ahead and return to a nice comfortable seat. Bring your head and neck up last. If your eyes are still closed, you can start to blink them open. So I really hope you enjoyed that yoga session. I wanted to really focus on stretching out the entire body and all of the different muscle groups. So I hope you found this beneficial. If you are on the live, thank you so much for joining me. If you like this practice, I do have a YouTube channel called Shine on Yoga. It houses all of the practices I've ever done. So if you want to check that out, you're more than welcome to. The link is in my bio. And for those of you on YouTube, thank you so much for joining me and for taking the time to share your energy and your practice with everyone, even if we're not doing it at the same time. Again, I hope you also found it beneficial and that you enjoyed that. If there are any postures that you would like to work on or you'd like to play with, let me know in the comments. I love to work those in. I do read the comments on YouTube, so if there's anything specific that you want to work on, let me know. Body part, a posture, anything like that. Also, if you liked it, please hit the like button, and if you think you know someone that might also find that stretch session beneficial, please share it with them. For those of you on the live, I will be back next week with a brand new practice, so I hope to see you there. And for those of you watching the YouTube, just know that there'll be a new video next week. All right, so we'll wrap it up. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and week. Please stay safe, and I'll see you again later. Namaste. Let's say bye to everyone, Chai. Say bye. Bye. Full of cat hair now.